Hey everyone, Jin Ring here, and for this video, I'll be introducing a different rating system for video games, something that I've never seen before. I actually pulled it from another genre, comedy. So it's called the PON system. It's called PON as an acronym for the person I got the inspiration from. Patrice O'Neill, late comedian Patrice O'Neill, the Patrice O'Neill system. What this system is a three-tier rating system, separated into tens. And so the backstory for this system is him, he would go out with him and his boys, and they would do what most people do. They would look at some people, some ladies, and what they would do is they would, rate the beauty, rate the attractiveness. But instead of doing a 1 out of 10 system, as most people do, they do it in sets of threes. So the first set of the 1 to 10 was the, I guess they would call it the ugly set. The 11 to 20 was the average set, and the 21 to 30 was the beautiful set. And it would go, the example that they gave always, or he gave, would be a 10, a 9, a 10 would be Uma Thurman, a beautiful, stunningly gorgeous, ugly lady. Stunningly gorgeous, ugly lady. Top tier. And 21 would be, 21 would be like Angelina Jolie. That'd be a butt ugly, gorgeous woman. So it's a good system as far as separating types, this for distinguishing what you need. Because unfortunately, most game ratings it's 1 to 10, and every game's a 7 or an 8. It's not descriptive enough to sum up exactly what you're expecting in a number. It doesn't. It's too just every game being a 7. It's not enough. So thinking it's a good idea, I decided to adapt this system for myself for the games that I'm rating. So let's get started. So a perfect example for me of a high rating, low bracket game, a high rating tier 1 game would be Zora's Wrath. It's a game that it's mostly an experience. It's a very, very engaging, compelling experience. It's awesome to watch. Watching Azura be the baddest dude on the planet, quite literally. I mean, he kills dudes with an ease. It's fantastic watching this guy just defeat these bosses. But that's mainly what you're doing. You're watching because you're hitting a button, you're mashing it out. And, over time, he kills them. And it's short. It's not a lot to do. And the replay value is low unless you like to replay watching him destroy these guys. And for what you're getting out of it, it's fantastic. But there's not a lot of mechanics in it. There's not a lot of skill in the game. So because of that, because of the lack of content as well, because of like the content of what you're doing on a mechanical level, I would have to put it in the first tier bracket area. Because simply it's lacking a bit as far as content. Now, if you want to replay it, that will be your own prerogative. But it would have to be in that first tier bracket area. Now, quite the contrary, games that I would consider to be a low rating, but a high tier game that's low rated for me to be the not Vanguard. So it will be Call of Duty Modern Warfare and Cold War. I haven't played Vanguard. I heard it was trash. I have no intention on playing it. But Cold War and Modern Warfare, for me, were fantastic entries in the series. Fantastic. As mechanically, I love what they did to the game on a purely mechanical level. How they built it up with the guns and the balancing and all that stuff. Have no intention on playing the games again because of the map design. And the season passes away where mainly it's the map design. I hate the map design in those games. It's all the things. I like playing competitive, right? I like playing that ranked play. All the maps in that game, they're on those games, those two titles they're not designed for competitive. The non-CDL maps are a pain in the arse. Yeah, and also, I can't believe I forgot this, the gun balancing. Why the hell is every damn season It's a new broken ass gun with no recoil and max damage that drops. It's, these things that kill the experience for me of a game that's fantastic. Also, no POV slider and a bunch of extra gigabytes on my console that takes up all this space. So all these things together, what is it's a in a game makes it a high tier game at its core. But the things around it, well, I would have to lower it to the lowest level, like a 21, 22, right? Because they make the experience arduous for me. I can't enjoy, for instance, the last one I played was Cold War. I can't play Cold War if it's not on the CDR maps. I can't do it. I don't know how you guys can play Nuketown. It's a very frustrating map for me. Same thing with Verdansk. I can't stand Verdansk. Every element of Verdansk is designed for camping. And if you're there first, you're more likely you're going to win. That's my experience. If you're there first, you're going to win. It's not a lot that the enemies that are attacking can do against someone on that map. And you know what? I can't do it. I don't like that type of play. I already don't like the RNG enough. Well, I don't mess with Battle Royale. But that in particular makes me not want to deal with it. Games that are generally in that middle tier, they're kind of hard to describe, but these are games that are solid, maybe a bit buggy, or lacking content, or just very grindy. So MMOs and stuff like The Division will be in that area. Solid built games, just not a lot of content, not a lot of stuff to do, and just, overall, I would say. That they're just, as I described it later, I would say the killer to filler ratio is it's wonky. So with all that being said, the patterns that I'm basically will be judging these games off of will be the high tier games they're more likely going to be like a fantastic, well built AAA game. There could be some indie games in there, but the ratio between content that you want to play, that you want to enjoy, versus stuff that you do not want to deal with will be very high. It will be mainly experiences of going in there having good old fashioned fun. While as the middle tier will be more grindy, maybe a bit more buggy, features that I don't want to do that, at least for me, will frustrate me. So, for instance, to go back to the Call of Duty example, a lot of the older ones will be in that mid-tier bracket because of, not just the camping from the map design, but also the fact that they had the flinching mechanic that was very prominent in the older Call of Duties. For me, I didn't like it. How you guys feel about it? I don't know. It frustrated the hell out of me. In the lower tier games will be games that will be that they just don't have a lot of content in them. It will be Azor's Wrath, like stuff like that, or games that are more of an experience. So you get it more so because you want to experience something. The lack of content, I would have to lower it to that degree because games for the same price, you would get more out of them. And lastly, one thing that I plan on doing is separating between single player and multiplayer because you could be coming into the game for different reasons. Some games have fantastic single player, trash multiplayer, and fantastic multiplayer, trash single player. So it's only right for me to separate these scores because you don't come for the game for the same thing. Again, to use the Call of Duty example, most of the time, pretty good multiplayer and trash single player, with the exceptions for me personally being the rebooted Modern Warfare story. That was the best one, which out of all of them, took the place for me of World War, the first one. Those two, the best campaign out of all of them. Best music, best setting, best presentation. And those would be the top tier ones, the 30 ones out of all, and then that top tier bracket in comparison to the multiplayer. The older multiplayer, I didn't really mess with it. The newer ones are much better to me. So at the end of the day, thank you for your time. Nice doing this experience with you, and y'all enjoy the rest of your day.